When I was growing up, on Sunday mornings, my mom would make us pancakes, and it was one of my favorite meals that I always look forward to during the week. I have done 2 pancake episodes in the past because I love pancakes that much. And I decided it was time for a 3rd. So today we're looking at 5 pancake dishes from around the world to help inspire us for perhaps your Sunday morning breakfasts.
Hi, my name is Sowyen Martina. I was born on the island of Curaçao, currently living in The Hague, the Netherlands. The dish I want to share today is called in our native language of Papiamento, Arepa di Pampuna, also known as pumpkin pancakes. Arepa di Pampuna is a pancake made with pumpkin puree, eggs, milk, cinnamon, cloves, ginger, raisins, flour, and it's a wonderful dish. I like this pancake, the arepa, because it feels like a little snack every time you eat it, and it's an explosion of sweet and sometimes sour in your mouth, and it's really delicious. And it's also a little bit healthy because it's made with pumpkins. The arepa di Pampuna is very common on the island of Curaçao. People eat it for breakfast, for dinner, for lunch, as a snack. Sometimes they even eat it in the middle of the night when there's a party. And people like it. It sometimes feels like it's just a royal dish. I think that the arepa di Pampuna is better than the classic pancakes because it's made with a vegetable. And that's why you feel like I can eat one more because it's still a bit healthy. You should try to make and eat an arepa di Pampuna because it's delicious, it's sweet, it's a little bit salty, and it feels like a little present every time you get one.
Pumpkin pancakes, eating pumpkin pancakes. You take some pumpkin and you put it in a pancake. The raisin is so good. These are really not sweet pancakes at all. In fact, I would say that they're more spiced pancakes than anything. I can really taste the ginger and the clove. The majority of the sweetness is actually coming from the powdered sugar that we put on top. So I would say if you're gonna make these, don't skip out on the powdered sugar because it adds that level of sweetness that I think you kind of need. They're super fluffy, and that's from the baking powder that went into them. I love a fluffy pancake. Yum. My biggest takeaway is that raisins belong in pancakes. And that's unexpected. Raisins. I have never added raisins to pancakes, and I love raisins. This just seems like such a duh and good idea to me. I don't know why I never thought to add raisins to pancakes. Raisins and cookies, great idea. So why wouldn't raisins and pancakes be just as good, if not better? I think it'll be better. I love an unexpected raisin. And that's an unexpected raisin for you. For some reason, I just never thought to do it, and now that I've done it, I can't unknow how good it is. And if you're not a raisin lover, try putting raisins in your pancakes, because maybe that'll be the way that turns you into a raisin lover, because Leia is now a raisin lover. Leia, say you are.
Confirmed, yeah. I don't know who I am anymore.
She never used to like raisins and things, and ever since this channel, we've turned her into an unexpected raisin lover.
Against my will.
These are really fun to make, super easy, not too many things involved. The spices I think are important to not skip out on them, but like, I think they're pretty common spices to have in your house. Well, maybe not clove. But if you've never made a dish from Curaçao, like I never have, then this is a great place to start. Before we get to the next dish, I'm gonna practice some Hindi with Rosetta Stone, the sponsor of today's episode.
आदमी खा रहे हैं.
Rosetta Stone is a language learning app that, instead of translations, relies on an immersive way for you to learn a new language.
वो कैफे में पढ़ रही है.
As many of you know, my husband is from India and his family speaks Hindi, so I've been learning Hindi as a way to connect more with him, his family, and his culture. But there are a lot of great reasons to want to learn a new language, including travel and even curiosity about the world. One of my favorite things about Rosetta Stone is that instead of memorizing tons of translations, you'll learn through interactive activities.
क्या आपके कोई प्रश्न है?
You really do learn practical phrases and words instead of super random ones, which can happen on other language learning apps. They have pronunciation guides where you mimic native speakers.
हम लोग चल रहे हैं.
हम लोग चल रहे हैं. Lessons are as short as 10 minutes long, so you can always squeeze one in, especially if you're cooking in the kitchen and there's a little downtime, which is something I tend to have a lot of in there. You can also download their lessons so they're available offline so you can keep practicing no matter where you are or what you're doing. There are tons of languages to choose from, so chances are you'll be able to find one that interests you. Right now, you can get a lifetime subscription for 60% off, making it just $149, meaning that you can learn any language you want for as long as you want for the rest of your life. The link to download is in my description.
Moi Beryl! Hello everyone, my name is Veera. I'm originally from Finland. The dish I want to talk to you about today is called Pinaattiletut or spinach pancakes. Spinach pancakes basically are like normal pancakes, except they are green with spinach.
I think that the best way to do this and get all the liquid out is probably to use some sort of cheesecloth, but honestly, like, your hands are just fine. I don't think that you need to necessarily go out and get it if you don't have it. You just gotta squeeze. That looks pretty good. Little chunk.
This dish is very popular in Finland, especially amongst children, which maybe goes against the stereotype of children not liking spinach. But spinach pancakes are a dish that is served frequently in schools in Finland. Typical accompaniments, the traditional one is a lingonberry jam, but there are also many other accompaniments. For me personally, spinach pancakes remind me of being a student. It was something that I would buy as a snack if I was out of the house. I would just get the package and I would also eat them cold, which I know is strange for some Finnish people, but I think they taste good cold as well. I think you should try spinach pancakes because it's a really easy variation of the traditional pancake. It's very versatile and it is something that all Finnish people know. Beryl, you have your pancakes?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. So I think it's time to eat. I'm gonna grab some cheese.
I have cheese.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll that up.
I'm gonna put my cheese in. I'm gonna roll it.
Sitten vaan hyvää ruokahalua.
I love hiding vegetables in things that you love. This is reminiscent to me of the cucumber pancake, but the flavor is obviously completely different. The color is so vibrant, I can't believe it. The flavor of spinach for me is definitely in there. I did use, arguably, a lot of spinach, and I'm not sure if I should have used the 150 grams of spinach before I wrung it all out or 150 grams after it was wrung out. Veera's recipe called for 150 grams of frozen spinach that you're gonna wring out. So I weighed out 150 grams, and after all was said and done, the entire bag ended up weighing 190 grams. So if you're gonna make this, get a bigger bag of spinach and you're gonna need more than you think because there's a lot of water in spinach, as we all know. But I went with the 150 grams after, which ended up being 450 grams of frozen spinach, and I think it turned out great. The taste of spinach is there, but it's light. And by adding cheese or eating this with jam, you're gonna mask that spinach flavor even more. The only thing about making these that I think was a little bit difficult was that because there was no baking soda in it, they didn't really puff up and you didn't get all those bubbles to help let you know when it was time to flip them over. So it was just a lot of me waiting next to the stove, kind of like, a watched pan never cakes. I've heard that phrase somewhere. It's taking so long. I think it's interesting that this is a school lunch favorite in Finland for kids because Veera's right. Spinach is traditionally not associated with children and their favorite foods out there. At least not in America. I think it's in the same realm as Brussels sprouts when kids are like, bleh. But I love Brussels sprouts. Even as a kid, I was just good like that. In the words of Breckenmeyer, who played Travis in Clueless, I give it 2 very enthusiastic thumbs up. That was really lame. I'm keeping it.
Hi Beryl, hi everyone. My name's Andria. I live in London, but I'm originally from Corsica, an island in the south of France, between France and Italy. The pancake I want to share today is called Nicci in Corsican, and I guess the English translation would be chestnut flour pancakes. They're roughly the size of American style pancakes. They're a little bit flatter, they're a little bit thicker than a French crepe. You usually have it with various toppings, can be sweet or savory, and it's got a lovely rich golden brown color, very autumnal, very delicious. So Nicci tastes quite cakey, I'm going to say, compared to the standard pancake. It's got a nice smoky, nutty flavor, which the chestnut brings about. It's pretty much the only ingredient in the pancake, so it's very, very chestnut forward. It's a very comforting, very gentle, slightly sweet, slightly savory taste, very versatile as well.
I've never worked with chestnut flour before. The smell of this is so strong. It's nutty and smoky a little bit. It's really interesting. I'm definitely really excited to try this.
Nicci are emblematic of a very important aspect of Corsican culture and Corsican gastronomy. The chestnut tree is ubiquitous on the island. About 80% of the island are covered in forests, and most of those forests are chestnut groves. My family's from an area called Castagniccia, which literally means chestnut land. So it goes without saying that it's a very emblematic tree and ingredient where I'm from.
Oh no! What?
Okay.
Cut. So Andria did say that this might happen. You might find that the first Nicci breaks apart and looks a bit gloopy. It broke apart. So we're just gonna add more chestnut flour to the batter. It's a bit of a trial and error, he said. So trial and error it is. Hopefully the next one doesn't break.
Well, chestnut trees already existed in Corsica from the antiquity. It's the Genoese in the Middle Ages who formally organized and spread the cultivation of the tree on the island. The idea was to give the Corsican population a steady source of carbs, and chestnut soon became the main source of food for the Corsican population. Corsica has a very rugged territory, which made it hard to grow wheat, and chestnut flour was used as the staple carb, very much like wheat has been on the continent. Nicci are traditionally eaten as a snack. This is something that you would have late in the morning, maybe when you go to the market with your family, or something you would have in the afternoon at home. I wouldn't necessarily say that Nicci are better than American pancakes, but something that might give them a slight edge is that they're so simple to make. It's literally just chestnut flour and cold water. And that's what makes them so magical, because, you know, it's quite surprising how something so simple and so basic can turn out to be so delicious and so indulgent. Bon appétit et après.
These weren't the easiest pancakes to make because working with chestnut flour is something I've never done before, and it doesn't have gluten in it, right? So it wanted to just... Egg. It wanted to just break apart, which it did. So I'm glad that we ended up with 3 pretty good looking pancakes here. Oh no! What the heck? Oh no! What? Please don't break. Whew. Not very brown. Ooh. Whoa. First off, that's delicious. That doesn't taste like anything I've ever had. There's a smokiness to this. There's definitely a nuttiness, but there's also this kind of unexplained smoky flavor that I'm really enjoying. Ooh, let me in for another bite. Knock, knock. The pancake itself is dense. It's not light and fluffy like an American style pancake, and it's not like a crepe either. It's something in the middle. It's really fun to eat something completely different and new. And this dish from start to finish is completely different because it's ingredients that I've just never worked with before. But I also feel like I learned so much about Corsica, and, you know, to be totally honest, I really haven't spent that much time thinking about Corsica in my life. And so now that I've learned so much about it and about the chestnuts there, it made the dish so much more interesting for me, which is one of the things I love about this channel, is that the stories behind foods can make the foods more interesting. I think if I was to just be served this pancake and they're like, oh, it's a chestnut flour pancake, I'd be like, okay, cool. But knowing the story of Corsica and the chestnut groves there, it opens up a whole world of kind of your imagination and makes everything so much more interesting. I will leave a link to where I got the chestnut flour in the description if you want to try it. I mean, I got it on Amazon. I'll just leave a link to it so that you don't have to go searching for it. My word of advice is, if it does break up like it did for me, you just have to add a little bit more chestnut flour and it works out. But that'll be in the recipe, which is on my website, beryl.nyc.
Hi Beryl, my name is Ashley. I live in the US, and the recipe I want to tell you about today is called strawberry pancakes. It comes from my grandma, and she's made it for me my whole life. A sweetened cheese mixture is spooned onto a thin US style pancake, then you roll it up and cover it with strawberry sauce. The pancake in this dish is really just a vessel for the filling and the topping. The tart strawberry sauce soaks into the pancake and is the perfect complement to the rich, sweet cheese filling. In my family, strawberry pancakes have always been served as a breakfast food, but I think you could eat it at any time and you would be satisfied. As far as I know, this version of pancakes is not common. In fact, I've never seen them on any menu ever, and I've never even heard of anyone outside my family eating them or having a recipe like this.
In solidarity with my strawberry pancake that I'm making, I'm dressed as the strawberry pancake. I have my strawberries, I have the white filling, and I'm even wearing red slippers for more strawberry color. That was really uncomfortable to do. New limitations with this body.
These pancakes are delicious, filling, and comforting, and to me, they just taste like home. My grandma used to make them for me whenever I would come to visit. When I was growing up, my grandparents lived kind of far away from us, so we didn't get to see them very often. But I always knew that there would be a big hot plate of strawberry pancakes waiting for me the morning after my arrival.
Twins.
These pancakes do have more elements than regular ones, so it can be a little daunting to get up in the morning and think, oh, I'm gonna make this pancake dish that has 3 elements that have multiple ingredients in each element, but I think that's what makes them worth it. That's what makes them special. Any food can be exceptional with just a little more forethought, a little extra effort. And I think that anyone who gives this recipe a try will agree that the extra effort is worth it.
This is a heavy plate of pancakes right now. I'm so excited to get these inside my body. It tastes like strawberry cheesecake. That's so delicious and extravagant. This is definitely a labor of love pancake. Yum. That's so decadent. It's just decadent. The cream cheese and the cottage cheese combined together have that cheesecake-like consistency. And then adding that strawberry jam just is, I mean, it does just taste like a strawberry cheesecake. So if you like strawberry cheesecake, you will love these strawberry pancakes. I was pretty impressed that some of these pancakes turned out looking like a Shutterstock image of a pancake, like perfect. Oh, that was so satisfying. Whoa. That pancake looks perfect. I'm just gonna have one more bite here because why not? Yeah, wrap me up in this. Send me on my way. Delicious. I'll take 14 of them.
Hi Beryl and everyone, my name is Sebastian and I've been living here in the city of Ulm in southern Germany for the past 2 decades, but I grew up at the German-Dutch border. The dish I want to share with you today is from that German-Dutch border region and it's called Buchweizen-Speck-Pfannkuchen, in English buckwheat bacon pancake. It's basically a variation of a typical German pancake, which are a little bit like a French crepe but thicker, and are almost always made out of a batter consisting of wheat flour, eggs and milk. To make it, you mix regular wheat flour, buckwheat flour, eggs, a little bit of beer, preferably German beer of course, but you could also just use some sparkling water, and milk.
Okay. That's great. Whisk prison.
Let it rest for a while, then fry some slices of bacon in a pan. The fattier the better to render off the fat, and ladle your batter over the fried bacon. Let the pancake slowly fry from both sides. Well, then you traditionally eat the buckwheat bacon pancakes with a little bit of sugar beet syrup.
Bacon!
But I guess you can use maple or any syrup that you have, but don't drown it in syrup. It's not meant to be a sweet breakfast situation. I like this dish because it's heartier, nuttier, just a little more aromatic than a regular German pancake, and that pairs beautifully with the umami of the bacon and the sweetness of the syrup. It's a perfect snack if you can wait for the batter to rest, but even more lunch or dinner if combined with a green salad. Hope you like it. Thank you for having me. Guten Appetit und tschüss.
It may not be the prettiest pancake, but bacon. I've made a buckwheat flour pancake before on this channel, but it's been a hot minute since I've had buckwheat flour. Yeah, that's real nice. The pancake is super savory. I like the buckwheat flour. It's got a really nice flavor to it. What does it taste like? Buckwheat flour tastes, I need to taste it again without bacon. The flavor of the buckwheat flour is very earthy, and buckwheat flour doesn't have gluten in it, so by mixing it with the all-purpose flour, it made the pancake a lot easier to work with. Kind of like the difficulty that I had with the chestnut flour pancake of it breaking. By adding the all-purpose flour to this, it made it like an easier pancake to manipulate. For this pancake batter, we let it sit for around 1.5 hours in the refrigerator, and that's for the flours to hydrate. If you do it too soon, you're not gonna have a good time. So it's a pancake that does require a little bit of time, like resting time, but time nonetheless. So now we're gonna let this batter rest for 1 to 2 hours, which feels crazy. Like to be like, oh, good morning everyone, I'm gonna make pancakes, but gonna get up an hour early to let it rest for an hour in the fridge. But you know, that's what we're doing. And I didn't get up early for this, so it's fine. Overall though, super easy, super delicious, love a bacon pancake. In the great words of Jake from Adventure Time, bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. You take some bacon and you put it in a pancake. The Germans know how to do that, and they do it well. I hope you enjoyed this episode all about pancakes and inspired you to try something new. Don't forget, all the recipes are always on my website, beryl.nyc, and let me know in the comments which of these you would be willing to try. If you can, like and subscribe, it helps support the channel, and until next week, I'm leaving you with 2 other pancake episodes to further inspire you, and I will see you all in my next episode.